Hey guys, I'm Rhush. I'm the CEO and founder of W3O LABS. And essentially we run a Web3 ecosystem where we have incubators that take early stage Web3 startups through a 5-month program and set them up for VC funding. And we're operating in the African space.
So Rhush, can you just tell us what technologies and strategies should startups adopt early on to ensure that they actually are resilient?
Resilience is a big word. And I think when it comes to African founders, that's something that they have ample energy of. And I think when you look at, what type of strategies and technology they need to kind of adopt, I'd say you've got to be in touch with the real world problems that are happening on the continent. So, Africa has unique issues. We don't necessarily have the aptitude to, look at something that's not tangible and see the vision in that. It's very like, what can you bring that's bricks and mortars, but also has utility value for your community, and ultimately solve development issues. Can you create jobs? Can you solve energy problems? Can you create an ecosystem where your clients and your customers and your merchants and your investors have an array of return on investment and social impact?
Beautiful. AI, blockchain, and Web3 are reshaping the industry. So how can startups leverage these innovations for a cost-effective but still competitive edge?
I mean, there's two ways to look at it. We all know AI is a great way to down your operational costs. Where you would have had maybe 3 or 4 people in the room to pass a pen around, now you can kind of sit with your laptop and get a task done. So I think leveraging of AI in a way that's creates a circular economy, not where we're cutting too many jobs, but we're creating operational efficiencies is definitely one way to look at it. And then of course, blockchain has presented multiple ways in which, we can send money across the country, across continents very fast. And I think that's where we need to hone down on, scale up your ability to pay people, scale up your ability to create faster payment systems, and ultimately you'll see a decrease in inventory costs and working capital management systems, which is then going to scale your founders for success.
Great. Funding remains a challenge for startups, so especially in developing markets. So how can DeFi and tokenized investments change the game?
Well, yes, funding is a challenge, that's for sure. And I think, when you look at Africa, it's actually, this question can get me quite emotional because I feel like access to funding should be easy here, given the level of entrepreneurs, the innovation, everything that's happening here. It's all happening. So whether or not the world needs to get a closer look at that, are we not promoting that? Do we not have the right mechanism to show people what's going on? But twofold to that, I think, what can they do with the problem that lies in? There's token raises, there's ways to create a community and raise money off your community. Of course, don't rug pull, actually raise tokens and bring things to market that have real world utility and value. I think secondly, also there's opportunities to look abroad. I mean, we've got conferences like this, we've got Cape Town as an international landing pad as an example for international markets. Put yourself out there and get in the room and the table and, bring some foreign direct investment to the continent.
Thank you for that. And one last question is, as the CEO and founder, what tools are you championing, especially for the next wave of entrepreneurs?
Tools. ChatGPT. No kidding. I think when I look at tools, I like to, sometimes have a line item in my forecast or my budget called subscriptions. And I think 3 years ago, people would be like, what are you, do you need money for Netflix in the office or something? And I think now where we've got to, you've got awesome kind of ways in which you can create operational efficiency. So I joke, ChatGPT is one of them. Great tool, and always promoting to my team, use it as a tool, not a crutch. I think that's the way to view AI at the moment. Keep that human-centric approach and, improve your efficiency. And then obviously things that make creativity easier. Canva is an awesome tool. And I think, at the end of the day, you've just got to get into your toolbox online and, when in doubt, Google it, see what's there, and, get your basis going. As an entrepreneur in Africa, capital can be limited. Sometimes we don't have power. There's a lot of challenges to face, and ultimately it depends how you can match your traditional mindset with aspiration for global growth and find the midway.
Thank you so much. So there you have it. When in doubt, Google it. Thank you so much, Rhush, for your time. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of Sigma.
Thank you, you too. Cheers.